Hello, everybody. It's Brad Tassell, 1000 Marriage Questions Live. It is great to see everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope your marriage is going well. We have an incredible show today because we have special guests, comedian Rob Sherwood, who had a show in Vegas with me while I had a show, and we had a lot of fun in that scary little room. You had to crawl through a bathtub to get onto the stage. And of course, Cyndi Nelson Sherwood, who is a comedy legend in Chicago for over she's only 30, so over 12 years, even though it's probably been about 40. And but a comedy legend. Everyone is afraid of her in comedy. And they are married now. And it is both their one thing I want to have them on, it's their second marriage. They're both in their right. I can see you. Nod your heads if it's your second marriage. No. Yep. Okay, no, third marriage for Rob. But and Cyndi did not know that. But I wanted to start with something first. We had a question come over. It said, can you experiment with your stepkids? Lynn Norkey asked this question, and I know both Rob and Cyndi have stepkids. They're all adults. Can you? And here is, I'm going to share my screen. And here is comedian Ted Norkey talking about stepkids. Now, I will hasten everybody. This is a dirty clip. He will curse, and it will be inappropriate. Know that. Here we go.
With my young stepkids, this was, I would say, the inappropriate things when they could overhear. I couldn't have friends over in the other room playing cards and stuff, and the kids, they're over in the next room playing videos or whatever. And they listen. Whether you know it or not, they're listening to everything you say. It says kids want to hear what the fuck the adults are talking. And that way, that's when I would say the inappropriate thing. It's this way, when they're real bad, you probably pick them up. Every other weekend, at some point over the next 36 hours, he's going to hear, hey, you know what? Our stepdad said that if it wasn't for your child support payments, he'd have to stop drinking completely. and he says mom swallows now. That's my time. Thank you.
Okay, everybody. So, Ted Norkey, let me stop that, and let's start the show.
1000 Questions is an entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun.
Hey, so could you guys hear him?
Oh, yeah.
We could, yeah.
Okay, good. So welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Tassell. By the way, I'm telling anybody, if you come in and listen, I know we get 2,000 to 4,000 people watching later, but when we get our 10 or 8 or 3, if you want to put in a question, please put it in the comments and we'll be there. Now, let's introduce everybody. Of course, Donna Wilburn. How are you, Donna?
I'm doing good. Working and working.
Working and working. Well, not me. Not working at all. And I'd like to introduce Rob and Cyndi. Rob, are you working at all?
No.
Cyndi, are you working at all?
We ended on March the 14th was our last night. Starting our first week, that was going to be our break because we do 4 weeks on and 1 week off. So that was supposed to be our 1 week off, and we've never returned.
Oh, man. So everybody doesn't know.
We still don't know when we're going back. Yeah. We're tentatively, the word is July 15th is a tentative date for us to go back, but we don't know.
And where do you go back to?
I opened for Carrot Top at the Luxor.
Yeah, it is incredible. Oh my God, he is such a genius.
And he's been gone. He's been in Florida the whole time.
Well, that's the wrong place.
He's in Florida, so he's been down there. So yeah, we're all just sitting around waiting to see what happens next.
Wow. And I tell you, Donna, when it comes back, go see, because Rob got me in when I was in Vegas to the show nicely. And I hadn't seen Scott in 15 years. And then they moved me right to the front, which was and it just, God, just destroyed.
It's a production show.
Yeah,
It's not just a stand-up comedy show. It's a lot of show. It's fun.
Well, and he is
Yeah,
always
I will.
huge. When I worked with him about 3 times back in the old days, and even then, it was a standing ovation halfway through the show. I mean, it was just it's
Yeah,
not.
He
And
definitely
also, go ahead. Wait 1 second, and I'll let you talk. I remember we worked together one week, and a woman stole his vest and tried to leave. It was the only one he had in the room. And he's like, "You can't take my vest." And she was freaking out. "I have to have this vest. I have to." And I had to literally go and grab, and I had to fight her for this vest because she would grab him if he was close. It was wild.
He has some very passionate fans.
I love him.
I don't know if you can. I'll give you an idea. We could talk about Carrot Top, but I'll find it here. It shouldn't take too long.
Yeah,
To
his
give you an
fans
idea.
love him, and it's a really entertaining show. So
While you're looking for that, Cyndi, of course, in Chicago forever ran Zany's comedy clubs and some of Zany's, and then came out to Vegas, and now you run Brad Garrett's room.
correct. Yep, at the MGM. Yep, and we're waiting along with every other all live shows. We're all waiting to see when the governor's going to let us go back. It's a crapshoot. I mean, we've been doing 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 different dates, and it's moved every time. So I don't know. The casinos are open, but no live entertainment or no shows, no. So it's a little bit. It's been a long quarantine.
It's been longer for you than me.
Yeah, it's been longer for me.
Oh, now then answer the first marriage question. And that is, you guys. You guys had a lot of time together, but you were still separated. You lived in different towns.
We did long distance for 5, 6 years.
7?
7. We don't. Yeah, like since 2013. So almost 6 or 7 years we did long distance.
So how has it been every day together for the last 2.5 months?
When we did long distance, when we were together 24/7, but it was only for a week. So we were kind of used to being together all the time when we were together. So, and this was what I always wanted, was for us to be together all the time. And watch what you wish for. Now we are together all the time.
Like the first few months, like when I moved here, Rob would I'd walk through the kitchen and he'd look at me and go, "You're still here?" Like, "Still here." Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
But yeah, she was here for a year and a half before this happened. Yeah, so about a year and a half before the pandemic broke out. So it's, and we kind of have the same schedule. So we're really together all the time during the day. And then we're away from each other for, at night for a few hours and then back together again. But then this happened.
And we work right across the street.
Yeah,
from
we're right
each
across the
other,
street from each other. And we see each other, so we see each other a lot and we like each other. So
Good thing you like each other.
Well, but what I'd like too is if you can verbalize it, is when you get into a relationship when you're a little older, when it's something new, what do you think you both have that you can make it work so easy that younger people can't do?
Patience.
yeah, and experience and having lived through stuff. We both and we're really a good yin and yang in a way. She knows how to handle me, and she's easy to deal with. So, and I'm kind of a handful sometimes.
Are you the high maintenance one?
What's that?
Are you the high maintenance one?
Kind of,
Yeah,
a little
more
bit,
so than I am,
a little
for
bit.
sure.
She's really easygoing. She's just, everything is like, okay. She doesn't really, everything rolls off her back. She doesn't worry about anything until she has to worry about something. And I can be a little more passionate about
He
stuff.
worries about everything.
And
I'm always dramatic.
I think that just being older has kind of made it easier.
Well, and you mellowed, because knowing both of these people relatively well, I've known Cyndi forever, and I saw Rob a ton while I was out there, that Cyndi has always been so even keel. It's just been, I've never actually seen you get angry, except when somebody that Donna and I both also don't like was really creeping on you grossly, and we don't mention his name here. And if you don't remember, I'll tell you.
I know who you're talking about.
What?
I even think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. And that I just remember you even saying to me, "Stay here. My wife is there. I do not let this person near me." And you were
There's a pattern, Brad.
yes of this person.
There's
But
some
I've seen Rob.
industry has its, but I do see why the entertainment industry is getting really, really hit with all these hashtag Me Too's, because I'm telling you, I've always said back in the day, if every person that had ever did anything sexually inappropriate goes down, this whole industry falls like a house of cards. Like, I know several people that are good people, but back in the 80s, Brad, it was a different business, it was crazy. But so yeah, a lot of that happened, and I rarely agree. Like even with my kids when they were younger, like if I would start yelling, they would go, "Holy crap, do whatever she wants."
And she doesn't get mad; she gets quiet.
Oh yeah, that's
quiet. I know she's mad at something I did, and I'll say what's wrong, and she'll say nothing, nothing, and then it'll eventually will pass, or we'll talk about what was wrong. And I think that's the difference with getting older is that, and she's taught me this more than anyone ever has in my life, is to talk about stuff. Like, talk it out. Let's just talk. Don't fight. Because I was in a marriage where fighting was a way of life. And it was hard. It was, but she's taught me, let's just talk about what's going on. And then I'll get mad and walk away. And she goes, "No, you're not going to walk away. Come back here. We're going to talk about this." And then we'll talk for a really long time, which is I'm not used to. And we'll finally get through it. And then we both look at each other, and it's almost like we shake hands and go, "Okay, it's over." And then it is. And it never gets brought up again, which is also nice that I was in a relationship where I would hear about things from 5 years earlier and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about now. Because we would start an argument with one thing, and before it was over, we were arguing about 6 different things. And she doesn't do that. She'll just stay on the focus, and then like she'll say something that we did, like a fight we had, and I don't even remember because it got smoothed over so easily. So she's been a very positive force in my life. She really has. It's made a huge difference.
Well, you can agree to disagree on things. We don't have to think the same way. And I always go, all right, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this one. But it's not I don't think you should ever yell or scream at somebody you love. I don't care if it's your kids or whatever, but you can't scream. And I grew up in a household with no fighting, my parents were married 52 years before my dad passed away, and they worked as a team. And
my parents did too. So I didn't, but I grew up as an only child, which could explain a lot of problems. I grew up one of 5.
Yeah.
So, and she was a middle child.
So nobody cared about what I thought anyways, usually.
I don't even know where you are now. So what's interesting to me.
And the thing is, it works really easy, which is really nice. But I think also that comes from being older.
Right, and I think with age comes wisdom, and you go, you pick your battles. And I know everyone says pick your battles with your kids, it's harder when you're younger. But I think the older you get, you have a little bit more patience.
Because you don't have much time left.
Yeah, and it's tiring.
Yeah, it is. It's exhausting.
Nobody wants to.
No, it's exhausting. And that was the thing about this is when it first started, and we really didn't go anywhere. We stayed home all the time. Even now, we don't go anywhere very much because I still don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the most I do is I play golf. And so I go out and I do that.
And I'm learning now too.
And she's playing golf now. She decided to learn. So, but we're together really all the time. So it really was it was really easy. We learned how to do things. And it was the nighttime that was the weirdest part for us because we always work at night. So she would normally leave around 5. I would leave around 7. And we both meet back at the house around 10 or 11. And that was our day. But now it's 7 o'clock. We're like, oh God, we have nothing to do. So we found a lot of things on TV that we try to watch. And she doesn't like violent things with blood. So we cut a lot of things out there. I got her to watch Ozark, which was about many of the things we want. Yeah. And after that, she was like, after we watched the whole series, she goes, "Can we just watch fun stuff now?"
It's not a romantic comedy.
Yeah. So then Frankie and Grace.
Oh, yeah.
Grace and Frankie.
Yeah, we like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I always say it the wrong way.
Yeah, we say it backwards. And then we've been finding things like that to watch. So
There's a show, Erica something. Erica, being Erica. That's really fun. She goes back in time to fix stuff.
oh really? And then the amazing Mrs. Maisel, we like that too.
Maisel's
okay.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, we enjoy
By the
that.
way, Rob, so speaking of golf, how mad still are you that I ruined your day on the golf course?
No, it was fine. It was okay. You did tell me you could play golf, and that was kind of a little bit of a lie.
Oh, he loses.
No, I did not. I told you I was horrible at golf. And I
You didn't lie about that. You were horrible at golf.
I
But
told you,
were
but
horrible
I
at golf.
wanted you to go with somebody else. I said, and they would.
Yeah, but you had the comp, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And you said, well, I'm kind of bad, but some people always say they're kind of bad. Kind of bad to a whole nother level. It was beyond kind of bad.
These guys mean it. Like when they golf, like when I would go golf for my kids or whatever in Chicago, you get some beers, you go hang out, you drive around, you drink, you just have a blast. It's a social thing. Not to him and his group of friends. It's like life. It's serious.
I can't do it.
No, he's actually getting pretty good at it.
That's it. We've had a pandemic, so
Yes. All right, I pulled a question out of the bucket. We do questions out of the bucket. I don't know if you guys know one of my shows. No, yes,
Please.
I can't read that.
I couldn't. I have trouble. I'm doing this anyway. So what I did in over the last couple of years is I have one show that I do that's the marriage show, and I give questionnaires to people that say write down a question you have about marriage or bring up children in a marriage. And then I answer the questions during the show. And I always tell them I have a master's in counseling, but I won't be using it at this time. And as a joke, because it's all, I just tell jokes. But that's why we have Donna here. And that's why we have you guys here.
I'm here to make sure he doesn't do too much damage. That's
Yes.
all.
Okay. So I pulled one out. I've got the bucket. It's got literally 1,000 questions. Actually, it's got 9 questions 1,000 times. That's
Yeah.
the same crap. We've gotten up to questions. Yeah, everybody wants to know why nothing's in the butt. All right, what does this one say? What happens when your woman hits metapose? METAPOSE. Is it curable? Is it like transferable?
It's contagious.
The first question is, where are you working that you're getting these from these people?
Carnival.
Okay, there you go. That explains a lot. Okay.
Menopause. I'm going to call it menopause from now on.
I don't know anything about that. She doesn't have any mood swings, and she's level.
Relatively easy. Like
Did you go through it already, Cyndi?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I went through it already too.
And it was really easy. Like I felt really bad because when one of my girlfriends went through it, she made me laugh so much when she would have her little hot flashes, and she was in.
You have hot flashes?
Well, she did. I never did. No, like I never really got anything, but she would have her little hot flashes. And I remember she was in Zany's once, and I made the comics come out and look at her because she was, and she goes, just wait till you go through it. Like, it's going to be so bad. And I was like, well, this isn't bad at all. Like, this is like.
Yeah, I don't even want to count you right now. No.
Well, that's what everyone's like. It's so like she would stick her head in the freezer. She would like, I'm like, not much, but apparently some people get it really bad. I mean, it's.
So I got there.
Yep. Nope.
No, that is too lucky. That is too lucky. That is not even cool. I'm not even gonna like say how jealous. I went through it already, and I thought I was fine until I took Lexapro for the hot flashes, and then my whole family is like, "Thank God."
You didn't realize how it was for them?
Yeah, you don't realize your mood swings.
No, like I thought I was fine. I thought I was handling it pretty well till I was handling it pretty well.
Normal, and then you're like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, did you notice a difference, or was it just the people around you that noticed the difference?
I noticed the hot flashes were gone, and it literally feels like you're a volcano. So you're not going to be the most pleasant person when you feel like you're dying of like lava inside of you.
And having a hot flash in Vegas in the summer's got to be fun too.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. So imagine you're with somebody who is not comfortable 24 hours a day. I say it's like 2-year-long PMS, and they're it's gonna show. It's gonna
Yeah.
have a little take a toll.
Yeah, no, I will tell you, I do know you can't catch it though. So I can answer
The question is, transferable.
not
Let's think of this in a different way. How to the husband, what is like my wife would have the hot flashes. She would say that it was like she was burning from the inside out, like her core was burning from the inside out. And of course, the air is on 58 degrees. I'm freezing day in and day out. And immediately you can't say anything. I have to
touch the air conditioner.
Anything that happens, tough it out.
Yep.
Yeah. And not that I probably screwed it up anyway, but I think now that she's kind of on the other side of it, and she's got a patch of some sort and stuff like that, I think it's better. But then there's other stuff you're dealing with, right? I mean, not Cyndi, like maybe weight gain or bloating or all these other things that haven't happened. Is that true?
Well, the weight gain kind of,
but she works out a lot. She's as close to perfect as one can get.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, she's already with you guys.
Yeah, I know, it's disgusting, and we make people nauseous, but
therapist to break you up.
I'm getting here, believe me.
She's amazing. No, he's amazing. No, she's amazing. No, he's amazing.
You didn't hear her say that about me. I'm saying it about her. She doesn't say that about me. I am a handful.
You're the diva in the family.
I'm going to say this about Rob. Rob is one of the coolest people I've ever met. Cyndi, would you say he's like Fonzie cool sometimes? Just you sit in a room, you walk up, he's just standing there, and there's a cool that just ebbs out of him in every point. He's on stage. If there's wait a minute, but then if anything gets under his skin, it is just like, I am getting out of this room. You cannot be in the room because he just is.
I am very passionate. I am. Yes, I am.
Not violent or anything like that, but just.
But she's been good in controlling it, though. She's been good about calming me down when I do get a little hot. And
even like one of the first times I ever golfed with him, I just rode in the cart because I go, I'll go with him, ride the cart. And like he would hit, and then every curse word in the world, even the really bad ones, come out of his mouth. And then he would and I was terrified because this was maybe the first year. So I was like,
getting out the holy water.
What am I doing? I was terrified. And he'd get back in the cart and he would look at me and go, this is fun, isn't it? And I'm like, is it? I don't know. I can't.
Is that fun?
But he does it. He has to explode.
And then it's over.
And then he's done. And one
I call it drama. And I'm taking a survey right now amongst couples that I work with. Who actually is the most dramatic, the female or the male? And there tends to be quite a lot of males who have a high drama factor. And the females are just like,
whatever. Like I think young girls are way more drama, way more drama.
Yeah, teen girls.
Older you get,
and I had 3 of those.
Males.
Yeah, and I've always said, like raising kids, my son, when boys are little, they break a lot of stuff.
And they're loud.
And little girls are kind of very easy to take care of. And then by the time boys get to be 12 or 13, they get to be a lot easier. And teenage girls are just awful. And then once they're adult and they're out of the house and on their own. And I like them all now.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Treated well.
Kids.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, no, they are good.
Yeah.
Oh, she has 3 and I have 4. So.
Do y'all get together ever?
All together, not very often, no.
Like his one daughter's in California, the other one's in Reno. My daughter's in Nashville. My 2 boys are both out here. So
my son and her boys get together once in a while at hockey games and stuff.
The boys do.
The boys do, yeah. And then her daughter's in Nashville, and my oldest daughter works a lot, and I see her once in a while, but not as often as I maybe would like.
You guys have been around the block.
The youngest out of all our kids is 21.
She'll be 21 Saturday. Yeah, so she's coming down from Reno. She goes to school at UNR, so she's coming for her 21st birthday.
So the 21 through 36.
Yep, my oldest just turned 36.
So she can have her first drink.
Yeah.
Yes, her
Because
first. She has this incredible phony ID that I know I probably paid for. That which is weird too, because when her daughter had a phony ID, I kind of flipped out and I go, man, you're gonna get in trouble with that thing. And then when my daughter had her phony ID, I was like, oh, it's okay.
And that's the difference. Like he's more comfortable flipping out on my kids, going, "You can't do that. You need to watch yourself. You're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna eat you." And like even like one of my sons was going to one of the pools here, like just the hotel pools. He's like, "You can't do that. You can't do like you're gonna get in trouble." And then we drove like a month later his daughter to do the same thing, and he's like, the kids all do that.
Why can't you go to the hotel pool? I don't get it.
If you're not a hotel guest,
you're supposed to be not supposed to go if you're not a hotel guest.
We went to the Mandalay Bay pool, and you just paid to go to the pool.
Locals don't want to pay.
These aren't paying kids.
They're sneaking in. They're criminals. Okay, hold on. We do 2 commercials during this show.
Okay.
Michiana's #1 restaurant, Doc Pierce's, will open on Monday, May 18th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Carryout will also resume with service to your car or walk-in. Come in and enjoy all Doc's classic dishes and appetizers, plus daily specials and drinks. Call 574-255-7737 for reservations, carryout, or curbside. We politely request that all guests wear a mask while entering and exiting the restaurant. Our goal is to ensure the safety of both our staff and our guests. Doc Pierce's, the doctor is in.
And then one for me.
Hannibal Greatneck III walked into his new 6th grade class, and there was a cage. It sat among the desks like a benign tumor everyone had learned to try and ignore. There was a mystery here, and Handy was just the 11-year-old detective for the job. Don't Feed the Bully, the best-selling tween novel by Brad Tassell. Get it on Kindle or paperback at Amazon.com.
Okay, sorry. So if anybody's in Mishawaka, Indiana, they can go to Doc Pierce's. That's just it's my parents' restaurant.
Where you are?
What?
How far is that from where you are?
Oh, 7.5 hours. It's my hometown. It's my parents' restaurant. Okay, so here's where we are. I want to ask, by the way, the end of the menopause thing is that the man needs to do whatever he's told.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Good advice.
Don't argue.
Okay, Donna, how many times have we gotten this question? What's the average number of times couples have sex a week?
Couples?
most couples.
Are you asking us, or is this just in general?
What do you think? What do you think would be good?
We've already answered this 30 seconds.
National.
You want to go with this week, or?
I would say that it's probably like average couples, from what I've heard, is like once a week, right?
What age?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, is this? Are you just asking like in general? Like
No, this is
You want
just
you to
a
ask
dumb question.
so they're asking this question. Are you asking this of us, or are you just asking us what we think the general couple?
And here's actually what it's saying. Somebody is not having, a woman or a man is not having enough sex. So he is asking, why am I not having enough sex? Or a woman is saying, why is he all over me all the time? He wants sex all the time. That's what I've decided.
It's very common in general. Like, I feel like that's very common, that men do usually want more sex. Like, I know with my girlfriends and stuff, they're like, God, he's always talking. I can't just sit and watch TV. Well, that's once a week or whatever. I mean, men are very simple. They really are. I mean,
Thank you.
If you do that, if you give them what they want, they're very, very good husbands.
I think we have to earn it.
Well,
They have to be nice.
you have to be a good husband to,
You
I
don't
agree.
get bod if you're not nice.
Both ways. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I mean,
I have a question, Cyndi. So do you believe if he's a good husband, you should give him what he wants, even if you aren't going to get what you need out of it?
it's what he wants all the time anyways. I always tell him that. You always get what you want.
But that's up to her, isn't it? Right? I don't.
But, I don't know. We always get along. So I don't like, there's never.
I know we sound like we're like this perfect marriage.
And we're not.
But it's pretty close. I mean, we really don't have any major problems.
Well, let's talk generally then. Generally, because I feel guilty, and I don't. If it was like, hey, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to give you this or do that, and then you're done, and then we're going to go on with our evening. I can't really do that. I'm like, no, we need to do this together, and we need to both be involved, and then you get what you get too, or I just feel guilt. It has to be kind of equal to me. And I just wonder what you think about people who she's like, okay, he wants it. Here, I'm going to give you this, and then we're done.
Okay, so let me go in between there. Okay, so imagine where do you want to go to dinner tonight? And I really love spaghetti, and he really loves sushi. And I'm like, well, I like sushi, and we went to spaghetti last week, so we'll go to sushi. But I'm not going to go to like somewhere I hate.
Right.
But I'm not. It doesn't have to be like my ultimate favorite every single time.
Right.
So it's
we're pretty good about that.
you're nice to me. You know, it goes. It doesn't.
And she's brought into this relationship, and it goes back to communication. We do talk a lot, but a lot of that comes from the fact that we do this long distance relationship. We would literally, I would look at my phone sometimes at the end of the day and realize we talked for like 15 hours in that day. Like we would talk all the time. Whenever I was in the car, I would talk to wherever I was going. Whenever we could, and we would talk at night. We've watched movies together in different places on the phone.
Sex talk.
What's that?
Sex talk.
Sexting, sex talking.
Yeah, any of that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, in a long distance relationship, you have to, and really honestly, FaceTime helps, and you know.
Yeah, we did it, and we've done it all.
We've done it all. Wow.
Not all of it.
Well, a lot of it. You let me know. We'll scratch the ones off we haven't done.
Okay, wait a minute. Last week we got the question, why, what do I do? He keeps asking me to poke his butt. So
poke his butt. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't.
You said you did it all.
But listen, today is young here. We still have.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Hang on, wait.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
There you go. Goal accomplished.
Now wait, you're not understanding what I'm saying though. You're right. You like sushi, kind of, and you will enjoy sushi. But I'm saying if he says, I want to get sushi, when you go get the sushi, bring it to me, I'll eat it alone over here.
Yeah, right.
There's
a nice 2-day fight.
That's the kind of sex that I'm talking about.
I'll go get sushi, eat it out there, and enjoy it with someone else. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Actually, when it comes to sex, and but we really, that's been like, there hasn't been a problem there either.
Yeah.
No, we kind of agree on everything when it comes to that. Food, on the other hand, she does not care about food at all. She doesn't. Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't. No comprende.
I know, right? Like
Would you put ketchup on a hot dog?
What's that?
Would Cyndi put ketchup on a hot dog?
Not usually. No.
She's not a big. She's not a huge eater. She's like, she grazes during the day, and then if I go, what do you want to do for dinner? She's like, I don't care. Whatever you want. I don't care.
Because I don't.
And she really doesn't care. I've gotten her to try. Now, sushi, funny about sushi, she's finally starting to try it a little bit. She's opening horizons up a little bit about food, but she's not.
Vegas, we got like food.
Oh my God, Vegas is the greatest sushi ever.
I know. I was born and raised in the Midwest, and you had meat and potatoes, or
And she doesn't like red meat.
Cheese on everything.
She's not a steak eater. She doesn't. If she makes ribs, she'll eat one, maybe.
It's just
she likes she doesn't eat she likes salads, and she likes mashed potatoes.
In your salad.
And cheese fries.
And cheese fries. and cheese. She likes cheeses. And
yeah, but you admitted being from Chicago, you wanted ketchup on your hot dog, you would get hate mail from your family.
Right, yeah, no, like you don't put ketchup on a hot dog ever.
Yeah, I don't put ketchup on a hot
I
dog.
put everything else but ketchup, but I wouldn't even have the hot dog in there either.
Yeah, I'm not a hot dog fan, a huge hot dog fan. But yeah, I'll
Guys,
try.
you're in Vegas. Like this is the mecca for food.
Well,
I know, right? There's like all these great restaurants. And she'll go and she'll find something. A lot of times she'll just order an appetizer. Like
An appetizer.
she'll find an appetizer to eat. Well, we were in Vail, Colorado, and like 2 weeks ago we drove back to see her mom in Chicago.
and
we-
sat on the patio outside and didn't even.
We didn't even go in the house. The only time we go into the house,
1,500
miles to go see her mom. And we sat outside the whole time we were there. And we got an Airbnb with her daughter and her boyfriend who came up also. And everyone sat out. No one has been in her mom's house since the middle of March, other than to walk in the laundry room and to go into the bathroom. And then you wipe everything
Then you
down.
disinfect everything.
And then
Right. That's what you need to be doing.
Well, I hadn't seen my mom in 6 months, and I moved 2 years ago, and I was like, with this pandemic, I'm like, I feel like I'm never going to see her again. He's like, we're off. Let's get a car. Let's just get in the car. And I made sandwiches in the car.
Yeah, we had a
didn't
cooler.
eat out.
We didn't eat out anywhere except once in Colorado on the way there. And then on the way back, we had a dinner in Vail and then another dinner in Glenwood Springs. And we sat outside that time. And in Vail, we sat in a restaurant, which was the first time we'd sat in a restaurant and ate since the middle of March. We have not gone out anywhere. We didn't even do takeout here when the restaurants opened up. We're still just eating everything from home. Yeah.
Wow.
With the Vail, she ordered, all we ate was appetizers. We had like 3 appetizers, and that was our dinner.
We always do that. We do that all the time.
You know,
We do that all the time.
like eating out is all about the ambiance and the socialization and I like to try stuff, but it's never about the food.
It's not
about
eating is not a
the
big deal to her at
experience,
all.
you know?
And I like to eat. I love eating. And she,
I haven't come across those aliens before.
I know, right? That's probably why this works so well. It's like
You're like, oh, most of us.
I don't care.
she doesn't care.
So my wife and I, we will often only order 5, 4, 3 appetizers because it's the only thing we like on the menu. We don't eat meat. So we walk into a place, sometimes it's all meat. So we're like, wait, here's your appetizers and stuff like that. So as far as eating goes, yeah, I agree. And you can eat whatever she doesn't. So, okay, last one, because we've only got 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Again, I just pulled it, and I'm going to disagree with this right off the bat. Why is sex so good when you're not married and when you're dating and when you're married? I would disagree. Sex did not get really, really good until after I was married. And I was ready we really discussed and worked on how it was going to work. Sex when I was dating, if I was dating random, was never really good for her.
Yeah,
That's probably true.
well, and I'll agree with that. It's gotten better the longer we've been together. It just seems to,
Well, because there's
which I
emotion
didn't,
attached.
right? Which I didn't know when I was younger. I would have never thought that, but now I do.
But that guy writing the
30
question,
years ago, I would have said, "No, that's crazy."
Right, Donna?
Sex with the same woman all the time, that's got to suck. But it doesn't.
that guy writing the question says it's better before you're married.
Right, but it's not. It's been better the longer we've been together.
Now,
So
let's
what do you
change
think?
that a bit. Hold on 1 second. What if he's talking about with the person that he ended up marrying? That's a different question. My wife is all hot and excited before we're married. Then once we get married, she's like, we're married. I don't want to do it anymore. And I would say in a way that I say as a joke that your wife really had more sex with you than she ever wanted to before you were married.
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
and then once you get married, she's like, yeah, let's calm it down a bit. But that doesn't mean it's not as good. The actual sex should be better. There's just more of it before.
Quality.
About frequency,
Quantity versus quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we really haven't slowed down much yet, have we? I don't know. Maybe we have. I don't know.
Well, I always say, I do a joke in my act where I say women get older and they're like, they're ready for some soldiers to just fade away. And just and then one blue pill later, it's like dun, 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 and she's like, "Oh God, it's back!" And one lady said, "I switched his Viagra with Ambien, and we got a good night's sleep in the morning." I said, "You were great last night."
You gave her an idea.
Yeah.
Well, no, she can't take Ambien.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when Carrot Top comes back, go to Vegas and you will see Rob Sherwood working with Carrot Top, also at every club in Vegas and with every famous person. You will also see Cyndi Nelson at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club, which is literally probably the best club in the nation. Would you agree with that?
You know what? I've run several clubs and been to a lot of them, and yeah, it's
a great
classy,
club.
Classy.
And the big thing about it is I've never done it. Let's just talk about that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and although did you know, Robin, when I had my show in Vegas, I came over a couple times, and one time hung out, one time did a set. And the manager at the time came up to me and he goes, "How long have you been in Vegas?" I said, 4 months. He goes, "You could have worked here 5 times. I needed somebody 5 times and I had no idea." So, but again, fantastic club. Cyndi does a great job. Thank you, Rob, very much. Here's the outro.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, it was fun. Nice seeing you. We'll see you.
Nice meeting you, Donna.
I'll come see you
Come
guys.
on to Carrot Top if we ever open again.
I will.
Yeah, come to and go see Carrot Top. It is.
I'll hunt you down.
Yeah, it is real. And my wife and I, we got to come to Vegas too, and you guys love to show us around. And my wife has never met Scott, so that would be nice if we could pay for that show and see them.
And Don, yeah, he's loving it. And Donna, anytime you want to come by, let us know.
Okay.
That stupid picture that I wanted to show you about his crazy fans, but I don't know.
Oh, did you ever find it?
Time. Wait.
Untitled Chapter the show. Thank you, everybody, and this will be up soon.
Thanks.